the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. For the Timberwolves, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And for Karl Anthony Towns, just last season, GMs voted him the player they'd most like to build a team around. Shaq, I can't think of higher praise than that.
That's because Big Cats is a perfect example of the modern-day center. Can do it all, Ernie, on both ends of the floor.
I really like his game, too.
I agree. He's a terrific scorer on 3 levels, and that's pretty impressive. He can do it on the box, the mid-range, and the 3-ball, Ernie.
Yes,
he has a lot of years left in him. He can make a big impact. I probably would want to start a team with him as well.
Kevin Harlan will have the call. Game's about to start. We'll see y'all later.
It's the Timberwolves, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and 2 Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they want to turn the season series around as they lost their last matchup against Chicago.
I mean, a tough one. Faced some serious intensity in terms of that comeback, and they just got overwhelmed in that fourth quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't stay in the game long enough to force overtime.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, Jimmy Butler was the 30th overall pick in 2011, and he never forgets the hard work that made him a star out of a small town in Texas. Now, he says, I think it comes from not having much all my life. Coach Thibodeau said he became an all-star, got paid. None of that changed him. I don't think you can change him. Guys?
Great story, David. Thank you. Well, we're about halfway through the season outdoors. It's no longer new. The playoffs are still a ways away. Seems like a time when players can start to lose focus.
No doubt, Kevin. You have that sense that maybe the All-Star break is coming or going, and you still have that fight you've got to get through, the February, March doldrums. But this is why coaches always talk about let's play in the moment. Let's not worry about the results, what you can do every day, each moment. When you can do those kinds of things and just lock in on small tasks, then you've got a team that can contend.
Yeah, the good coaches always seem to steer their teams in the right direction at this time of the year. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Tolliver is inside at the 4 with Towns at the 5. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 spot. And looking at Jabari Parker, 6'8", about 250 pounds. Greg, what's his best position?
I think he has a small forward skill, but with the way the game is changing, you could see him play some power forward as well. And I think his best fit might just be at the 4 because of the mismatch he can create.
And the Timberwolves with possession. It's a 3-point game. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, I just thought their energy was lacking defensively. Just gave up way too many easy shots.
And when the defense isn't there, Greg, you really open up the floodgates for the other team. They didn't have any heart.
Karl Anthony Towns, a tremendously talented scorer, but Doris, he came into the league billed as a potentially foundational defensive player.
And that's interesting, Kevin, because that's the end of the floor where he has work to do. There's so much asked of today's centers, but with mentors like Kevin Garnett, Taj Gibson, Jimmy Butler, he's getting the right advice. And boy, what a gifted offensive player Karl Anthony Towns is.
The free throw drops for Towns.
Well, he spent 1 year in college at Kentucky, yet Karl Anthony Towns has made such a smooth transition to the NBA. His ascension, guys, has been really remarkable.
And Towns drops them both.
And Karl Anthony Towns, one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the league, at least top 3 amongst all 7-footers, and his three-point percentage elite as well, over 40%.
Now, here is Young. 11 points for him in that last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Clock at 6. Here's Dunn. Here's Lopez. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
It's a great example of Lopez getting right to where he wants to go on the pick and roll and getting his shot up quickly. That helps you have success.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter.
You love that defensive effort right there showing up.
Levine wide open. Minnesota with the rebound. And Towns said he'd emulate Kevin Durant as a kid playing on the perimeter at Kentucky. Cal made him play inside, work in the post, and use his size.
So going back to his roots with his three-point shooting, the association experiencing a three-point renaissance, and he really does fit the mold.
Now here's Parker. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. Just 3 to shoot. And Parker, here we go. Some solid defense from Butler.
Man, look at how well the defense does to cut his path to the basket. Comes up empty on what might have been an easy play.
T kicks to Butler. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Jimmy Butler, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind it. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
Two shots.
The first one falls. And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
And in the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy is special.
You know, guys, you think about Jimmy Butler, drafted by the Chicago Bulls, and he goes from bench warmer to star. And I always had the sense that once Tom Thibodeau was no longer a part of the Chicago Bulls organization, that Jimmy Butler's days might be numbered there as well. But I think the trade ended up working for both teams.
Now here's Butler. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. Towns kicks to Butler. Back to Towns. Over LaVine. A miss that time. Would have put him up. And Doris, the Bulls are trying to change the culture, more run and gun. That new style didn't really mesh with Butler's approach.
Right. You remember, Jimmy Butler is a Tibbs disciple. Even he has said perhaps he was too confrontational. With that obsessive drive of his, it can sometimes maybe rub people the wrong way. I think he's trying to balance that intensity with positivity with this young group.
Now here's Wiggins. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
The aggressive finish inside. Andrew Wiggins beats some very good defense.
Here's Young. Pass to LaVine. Puts it up from 12. Out to Parker. Launches it. Young in the corner. And the Bulls get it back. Nick Young on the wing. Tries yet again. Minnesota with the rebound. Wiggins outside. Teague left side. Top of the key, Tolliver. Back to Teague. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. That's a 2 from Butler. The rebound by Young. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Parker. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
Well, they've been playing some tough defense on him in this period, and it's starting to affect him. This guy's having trouble finding the target right now.
And here is Dunn. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Lopez passes to Young. To the wing on the left. Here's Parker. He doesn't hit that one.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Levine against Teague. And that one's good. Towns.
Well, takes contact, keeps his balance. Nice finish by Towns.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Well, you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves becoming one of the premier offensive teams in the league. They have a huge advantage in free throw attempts and limiting turnovers. Two things that have really set this group apart.
And we've watched a pretty interesting season unfolding in the Western Conference, guys. Let's check out the standings here. You take a look at the Warriors. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, the Timberwolves. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And I think for the Timberwolves, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
Yeah, I think if that next step was coming, it would have happened by now. They can't be worried about could-haves and should-haves. They need to be focused 100% on the push for the playoffs.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Bulls trail by 8. Done outside. And there's the pass to Parker. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
Boy, this guy's a rock. You know, this is a player that you can count on to produce under any circumstance.
T kicks to Wiggins. Passes it to Towns. Back to Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Butler against Levine. Butler, no good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Parker dishes to Dunn. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, his value to this team on both ends. Not many guys can defend the perimeter and the rim the way Towns can.
Teague left side. And stolen by Dunn. Levine kicks to Dunn. Young outside. Clock at 6. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Teague finds Butler. And here's Towns. Hangs, and he sinks the layup. Towns has got his second bucket of the night.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now, here is Young. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. Parker outside. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Parker's got 7 points.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. So much of being a scorer is finding ways to get open without the ball, of course, and there are a lot of guys that do that very well in the league right now.
Well, you think back to guys like Ray Allen, who have retired in the last 5 to 6 years. He was one of the all-time bests. You think back to the Detroit Pistons teams and Rip Hamilton. They set the stage for today's generation. Guys like Klay Thompson and Kyle Korver, who are relentless in their motion and sometimes do it randomly. Outside of the context of the offense, they're just, because they've done it so often, the kind of movement they create puts tremendous stress on your defense.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Dunn. These are the top distributors of the basketball for the last 10 games as shown on the 2K leaderboard. Fifth on the list, Chris Dunn.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
Puts up a three.
The hustle, the energy. Andre Robertson gives it to you on the defensive end every single night.
Parker's shot is off.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Okogie, he's guarded by Markkanen.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Bobby Portis. His last 10 games, 4th and 3-point field goal percentage. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down. He's off on the first. No good on the second free throw.
Boy, that's not the result I would have predicted. Usually you can take those to the bank when he's at the line.
And that one's good. Parker.
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. This was one of college basketball's premier playmakers, done showing great vision.
Here's Rose. Jabari Parker making his last shot. Pass to Towns. Back to Rose. And there's the feed to Towns. Okogie trying to get open as Jang. Another miss by Minnesota. Here's Robertson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Kicks it to Markkanen. Takes a three. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Rose. There's the dish to Jang. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Okogie, good on the three-point shot. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
Well, Gorgui Dieng as a big man is an excellent passer. That's a pretty look.
The pass to Markkanen. Oh, the lob to Parker.
Oh, my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Timberwolves have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Towns down low, defended by Portis. Lays it up and banks it in. And it's 8 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Done against Rose. Done outside. Markkanen in the corner. Parker with it. Coming off a solid outing against Cleveland. 4 on the clock. Count that one. Parker's got 13.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Knocks it loose. Rose scanning the floor. Okogie. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5. 50 seconds left to play in the first. Dunn kicks to Robertson, to the paint. Dunn outside. Passes it to Robertson. Fires the 3. No good on that one. And Minnesota now the other way. Okogie. Markkanen pulls it in.
They're fortunate to be in front given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
Now here's Parker. D right on him. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Portis against Towns.
Chicago foul call.
The Timberwolves have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Now, this is a guy who was 63% from the free throw line his first year. Zhang now has transformed himself into a very good free throw shooter.
And Zhang drops them both. 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Dunn. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for Minnesota. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. Right back after this break. With the arrival in Minnesota of Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns says their expectations have grown.
When I sat down with Jimmy in the first, it was just about winning, understanding how bad he wants to win, how much confidence he had in us as a team and as an organization to get him there. And that made us that much more confident in each other and the abilities that we had.
Well, Butler helped vault them to the playoffs in year 1 with the Timberwolves. Greg, we'll see how far they can go.
I mean, he's proven to be a true superstar. I think the development of their youth will determine their ceiling.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, down low, it's Zhang and Towns. Then it's Jones, and it's Nunley in at the 3. Shot clock at 3. Here's Jones. And the wing jumper offline. So the Bulls, their last game, a win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And Lauri Markkanen, a 7-footer who can really let it fly. At Arizona, the most three-pointers ever by a 7-footer in a single season.
Here's Towns. He can't get that one. Good work defensively by Carter. Done outside. Knocked loose.
That's his first personal foul.
Out to the wing. Carter, the pass to Dunn. 6 to shoot. Lets a floater go. Carter kicks to Portis. Another shot. The shot, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Zhang. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Well, the definition of an effort player. Zhang shows off that high motor, converts off the glass. Nice.
And Markkanen also setting records for three-pointers made by a rookie grade.
A quick release, the ball comes off his hands so effortlessly. He's more than a stretch big as well. I think he's a shooter who just happens to be 7 feet tall.
The shot's good from Carter.
You know, I think the defense is thinking, I don't have to guard him on the line, but that's just a matter of whether he could knock it down, and he does.
Jones against Dunn. Outside, Jones. Over Dunn. Here's Towns. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago.
One shot,
Young
gentlemen.
comes in for Bobby Portis, and Zach LaVine subbed in for Dunn. The free throw drops for Towns. Indoors for a long time, few people realized how efficient the three-point shot can be, the extra point making such a difference. Why do you think it took a while for that thought process to hold?
Well, I think obviously we have advanced metrics, and the reason we have advanced metrics is there are more ways to monitor the things that happen between the lines, right? There are cameras everywhere. We can track people's data via computer programs. But I think one of the interesting things to me, Kevin, is that Steph Curry really has changed the logistics of what defines a quality shot. Here's a guy who steps across half court, and when he does, he's in range. So the influence of Steph Curry cannot be understated.
Great example. And so LaVine will bring it up now for the Chicago Bulls. They trail by 6. Carter, the pass to LaVine. And here's Young from the arc. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
I'll tell you, if he keeps missing shots, it's going to be a tough night to try to trim this lead.
And it's Wiggins missing. The Bulls have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Here's Robertson, defended by Butler. Robertson kicks to Young. Here's Markkanen. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper.
And how about that stroke from mid-range by Markkanen? The 7-footer with a deadly jumper. That's like a defense's worst nightmare.
Now here's Butler. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Here's Jones. Nice D from LaVine. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Jones. Towns kicks to Jones. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Chicago. Here's Wiggins. Over to the wing. Outside Butler. Wiggins passes to Tolliver. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Over Young. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Lopez has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Feeds to Robertson. Young dishes to Lopez. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. 5 on the clock. Here's LaVine. And that misses everything. Minnesota leading by 4. Got a piece of it. And Towns gets it to go. Towns has got 5 points now this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Robertson kicks to Carter. Lopez outside. Young with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Here's Robertson. And he's good on the 3 ball. Robertson's got 5.
Well, this is crucial. If Andre Robertson can consistently make shots from deep, boys, wow, his value skyrockets.
Jones finds Butler. Inside, here's Tolliver. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists tonight.
Outstanding pass. He reads the play as it develops, and his lead pass is absolutely perfect.
Now here is Carter. Pass to Lopez. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And it's Butler missing. Bulls trail by 5. Levine with it. Jones covering. Lobs it up for Levine. Hammers the alley-oop through.
We're just going to call him Mr. Zach LaVine. Another highlight reel finish.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Lopez against Towns. Jones in the post. Tolliver kicks to Wiggins. Over Levine. And it's Wiggins missing. The Bulls have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Kick out to Levine. Now here is Carter. Back to Lopez. Outside Levine. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Now just a 1-point Timberwolves lead.
You simply have to account for him on the perimeter no matter what. Levine with the beautiful catch and shoot.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Chicago's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Carter kicks to Lopez. For 3, Levine. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
And it's Jones with the ball for the Timberwolves. Outside Butler. Fades. That shot misses. And it's Chicago the other way. They've got the Wizards ahead of them. Their next game in Washington. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
The Bulls have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Bobby Portis is checked in for Chicago. Parker comes in for Robertson. Timberwolves also changing it up. Jang, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Teague comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jones. And that one falls for Young. Timberwolves trail by 3. Rose kicks to Teague. Down low. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Parker's got 15 points.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Rose against Levine. Rose kicks to Zhang. Teague surveying the D. And Parker with the block. And too long on the shot.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Outside Rose. Back to Zhang. Pass to Tolliver. Here's Butler. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. The Bulls leading by 5. There's a minute 47 left to play in the first half. Levine kicks to Lopez. Back to Levine. Now Rose. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And here is Teague. Over Parker. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
You know, I'd have been very impressed if he had got that one to go. Tough D.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Bulls have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The Bulls making a switch here. Dunn's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Minnesota calls timeout.
You know, it'll be interesting to see what coach draws up here.
Well, they need to stop this run, and a great timeout that hopefully gives his team some energy.
As we get a break in the action, let's take a moment to check out the NBA's leaders in steals. Chris Dunn on top, and of course, Jimmy Butler.
When you've got those 2 guys out there, both with such quick hands, one hiccup by a ball handler, and they're off to the races.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Kicks it to Jang. To the inside. Rose draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, that's about effort, carving space for the interior look. And one attribute we'll always talk about with Rose is the heart that he plays with.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw drops for Rose. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there, and he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
5 on the clock. Lopez passes to Portis. Kick out to Levine. Portis trying to free himself. Levine can't hit.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
Now, here's Dunn. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Levine inside the 3-point line. They grab their own miss. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
But you love the activity of Chris Dunn on the glass right now, ripping boards away with unreal ferocity.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The free throw drops in for Dunn.
Yeah, Chris Dunn tantalized the NBA guys with his elite speed, his playmaking ability. There were some question marks about his decision-making, but I think that's about repetition.
The high post shot, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Bulls. They lead by 7. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Carl, they made a run there at the end. How did that happen?
We didn't do a good job of closing the half. We got to contain them from not making shots. We just got to do a better job.
We'll see if you can do that. Thanks, Carl. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. It was a big-time first quarter from Jabari Parker. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
We've seen them play better, but they're still in control. Their talent level is much higher. They were able to kind of coast through the first half. But if these guys crank up the intensity, this league could double, triple, quadruple. I don't know what comes out the quadruple, but still 2 quarters to play, though.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the board. That's a hustle stat.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You know, Jabari Parker has been exceptional here today, guys.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Well, he made them pay down there. Uses his size and body well to score close to the bucket.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Here's Teague, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Bulls 5 right now. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. Robin Lopez out there with Parker, and it's Young in at the 3, the small forward. And you look at Jeff Teague, now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
Well, there's so much value in how Jeff Teague runs an offense. He's got great speed. He plays hard on both ends of the floor. I think any organization would be lucky to have this guy.
Now here's Levine. Lopez finds Levine. Yep, that one goes in there. Levine's got 9.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
Towns against Lopez. Butler in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wiggins. It's hauled in by Dunn. Dunn's got 4 rebounds in this game. To the middle and stolen by Butler. Outside Teague. Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. On Friday, the Atlanta Hawks coming to town. That will tip off a homestand for them. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Shot clock at 2. A three-pointer. Wiggins. They get a hand on it. The Bulls leading by 6. On its way from Young for 2. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And the shot is good. 11 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Now, this guy can do it anytime he wants. Andrew Wiggins with broad shoulders to carry the load there.
Inside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is on Towns. And Robin Lopez, one of those dirty work type of big men, rebounding, defending, a lot of grit, setting screens. He does it all.
Yeah, unselfish. He does know his role. It just makes things easier for his teammates. Has his quirks, but has proven to be a great teammate.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
Robin Lopez, the prototypical lunch pail player. He brings so much skill, able to create some offense when his number is called.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Teague. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Down low. The kick outside to Butler. Second shot opportunity. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Chicago.
I think you've got to play Jimmy Butler a little bit more honest than you do there. He's adept at drawing those kinds of calls.
And he knocks down the first one.
So from the 30th pick in the 2011 draft to one of the elite two-way players in the game, think about every step along the way with the work required by Jimmy Butler. Special stuff.
And so Butler nails both of them.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
Dunn kicks to Parker. And the dunk by Parker.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now here's Towns. He's got 13 over Lopez. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Boy, that's just the kind of tight defense you need to play on him. Any kind of room at all, and he'll bury it.
Here's Levine. That one misses. Towns with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trail by 6. Right side, Butler. The kick out to Towns. Teague against Levine. A nice shot by Teague.
Kevin, how about the touch on that floater? That shot, as Teague has in his arsenal, is such an important piece to have.
Now here's Levine. He's got 9. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Lopez with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. Just 4 to shoot. Dunn misses.
Nice timing to get up on that shot.
Boy, you can't ask for better defense, Greg. Excellent work getting right into the grill of the shooter.
Wiggins kicks to Teague. Outside Butler. Tipped away. Here's Dunn. And Dunn with the slam.
Well, you have to admire Chris Dunn's aggressiveness. This guy will take hard forays into the lane and drain the layup.
And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Minnesota. Dishes to Butler. Offensive rebound. Tolliver kicks to Butler. Wiggins passes to Towns. Goes back up. Yes, that goes in. Towns has got 15 points.
And guys, when everything is working for Karl Anthony Towns, he can put up absolutely staggering numbers. What a performance here.
Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Carter, he's checked in for Young, and it's Andre Robertson in for Levine. The Bulls have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
Chris Dunn taking 5th overall back in 2016. Didn't break through in his rookie season with the Wolves. He's getting more opportunity here in Chicago.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Greg, you look at Dunn. It can take longer for point guards to develop in the NBA.
A great point. It's the most cerebral position in our game. Learning how to run an NBA offense is a challenge. Good news, though, is he's putting in the work necessary to figure it out and progressing nicely.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Butler. Towns trying to get open. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down to 4 on the bucket from Jimmy Butler. The Bulls have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Carter outside. Back to Dunn. He feeds it to Carter. That one goes in. Carter's got 5 now.
And look, if he gets it that low, he's going to hurt you.
Right. You can't be surprised when he burns you. The defense must force him out of the paint.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Karl Anthony Towns. 3rd in field goal percentage. And how about his top 10 ranking in free throw percentage? A knockdown shooter, ultra reliable from the line.
And it's a strong accomplishment. 3rd best in field goal percentage. He just refuses to take bad shots. That's why his coaches love him. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Well, that's the level of tenacity that Jimmy Butler brings to the game. Finishes through contact as well as anyone, maybe short of LeBron James.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. Markkanen, he's checked in for Lopez. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Anthony Tolliver.
Shooting 1.
The free throw drops for Butler.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
The Bulls leading by 3. Dunn kicks to Parker. There's the pass to Carter. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Minnesota making a switch here. Rose is checked in. Here's Parker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And let's quickly check out the best young defenders, how they've been playing in the low post lately. Your rookie block leaders for the past month. 4th, Wendell Carter.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Good on the 2nd free throw. And so it's Minnesota with it. Here's Jones. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Rose kicks to Wiggins. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 5. To the middle. Here's Towns. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Towns has got 17.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Robertson dishes to Carter. Done outside. Kicks it out to Markkanen. And again, no good by Chicago. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. A 2-point game. And Zhang gets it to go.
Well, the power and length of Gorgui Zhang. He holds up well in traffic.
Chicago with the ball. Following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Parker passes to Carter. Back to Parker. Shoots from 12. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Parker's got 5 points now this quarter.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Carter outside. He kicks it to Markkanen. No good on the triple.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
And here are the Bulls now, following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And Markkanen is skilled at drawing fouls once he establishes position, uses that height to get the defense to commit.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
A year ago, he had an 84% success rate on his foul shots, so he was a guy they were always happy to see at the line.
That free throw, no good.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Portis comes in for Carter. And Levine subbed in for Andre Robertson. Good on the second free throw.
It should be a 2-point lead, but they'll be satisfied to have edged into the lead.
The Timberwolves trail. Rose kicks to Zhang. Passes it to Towns. Nailed from three-point land. Towns has got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, you love to see Towns hit that shot. Boy, when he's in rhythm, this guy can space the floor.
Chicago calls timeout. Gorgui Zhang, the 21st pick in 2013 out of Louisville. He's more than lived up to that selection.
Well, let's remember, this is a national champion we're talking about. The Louisville Cardinals won it with him anchoring them defensively. He's also shown a nice shooting touch in the mid-range game in the professional leagues. But I think it's his defense that still remains the strength of his game.
Here's Markkanen. Makes it off the glass. Markkanen's got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
And Markkanen continuing to improve inside. I mean, utilizing his height. The D has a tough time matching up with somebody with his skill set.
Minnesota with the ball. Towns down low, working on Portis, and Towns gets it to go.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
Parker finds Portis. Back to Parker. Rebound, Minnesota. Zhang's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And checking out some stats for Levine. Over the last month, getting it done. Putting up about 22 points per, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
I think defenses plan to stop him, but very few succeed, Greg. And that's why he's his team's leading scorer.
And the first one drops.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And Towns drops them both.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
Parker passes to Portis. Pulls up. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Parker's got 24.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Towns against Dunn. And stolen by Dunn. Drops in the breakaway layup. Dunn's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, just amazing hustle. Chris Dunn using his long arms to come away with these kinds of steals.
Portis against Rose. And he drops it in from the low post. Rose has got 5.
And after a first half in which their offense shot under 40%, they've got the lead, and they should count themselves to be lucky.
Now, here's Portis. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. A minute 42 left to play in the third. Rose against Markkanen. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Well, Kevin, that's simply about feel, right? Derrick Rose in pick-and-roll situations has such a good feel for the right decision.
One shot, find the lane.
The free throw drops for Rose.
Boy, what a roller coaster career it has been for Derrick Rose. One-time league MVP, now just trying to fit in with the rest of his guys. This is not an easy transition.
And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Chris at the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Rose kicks to Zhang. Back to Rose. Clock at 6. Shoots over Portis. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we will head to the line for 2. Young's checked in for Chicago. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Teague's checked in. Chicago trailing here. Dunn kicks to Markkanen, to the paint, and Portis throws it down.
And you got to like the vision for Markkanen. I mean, a big man who knows how to find the open man.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Here's Nunley, defended by Young. Pass to Teague. And it's slammed in by Teague.
Well, listen, dunking is not just for the bigs, right? How about your point guard, Jeff Teague, finishing with authority? Nice.
Dunn passes to Portis. Dunn against Rose. Dunn kicks to Portis. And that one, good. Portis has got 4 points in the quarter.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Rose against Dunn. Rose with the ball. Over Dunn. Off the mark.
Now that's about attention to detail on the defensive end. Chris Dunn really getting after it with his quick feet.
It's all tied in Chicago. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Keep the ball moving, quick decisions. Get the ball from side to side. Set better screens. Defensively, we got to do a much better job. Let's get on the glass.
Urging his squad to be more decisive, especially Greg on the defensive end.
Yeah, Coach Thibodeau isn't pleased with his guys' effort. It's clear he wants them to be more aggressive.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And a look at the five for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Derrick Rose is out there with Teague. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And there's Anthony Tolliver. Timberwolves trail. Teague kicks to Rose. The three sinks the triple.
Well, this is one of Rose's few offensive limitations, right? That consistency from deep range, but he drills that one.
Swiped away. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Releases. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And now a three-point Minnesota lead. And Chicago shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Rose against Dunn. Outside Portis. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Teague against Levine. Clock at 6. Okogie defended by Young. Jang. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Bulls trail by 3. Young left side. In the corner, it's Levine. And he hits the jump shot. Levine's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, in the second half, just hitting a much higher percentage of his shots. Really looks composed now.
Teague finds Jang. He tries for 3, and again, Minnesota with the triple.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Dunn. Sweet little floater.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Minnesota calls timeout. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Wiggins is checked in for Minnesota. Jimmy Butler comes in for Derrick Rose. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He told them, hey, guys, this is a close game, but if we execute right here, I like our chances. There's no need for hero ball. Trust one another. Make the simple play. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Levine after the basket by Minnesota. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Unloads from 9, and it's Chicago scoring again.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Teague. Here's Wiggins. And the rebound goes to Lopez. And here's Levine, who brings it up for Chicago. Knocks it loose. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Markkanen passes to Lopez. Outside, Levine. To take the lead. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
I think that's a case of nerves right there, guys. That was a pretty bad decision.
Minnesota's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Pass to Tolliver. He dishes it to Butler. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Levine. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Now here's Wiggins. Butler feeling it out a bit. Just 5 to shoot. And stolen by Dunn. To tie it up. Count the basket and the foul. It's on Jimmy Butler.
Listen, there are few guards in this league who can overpower defenders, but Dunn, that rare breed.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang.
What's up?
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
You know, seeing an uptick in his trips to the free throw line, really, since we came out of the half.
Teague with the ball. Now guarded by Dunn. Wiggins outside. Kicks to Butler. Over Young. And Butler gets it to go on the assist by Wiggins. Butler's got 9 points now in just the second half. Well, Chicago's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Towns against Lopez. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Young for 3.
I'll tell you, Butler simply can lock you down. He's the very definition of what we call a two-way player.
Outside Teague. Poked away and stolen by Dunn. All alone and Dunn with the slam. We can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Yeah, no quit by either side, guys. Neither team willing to give any ground.
Towns down low. Lopez covering. And Towns throws it down.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Poked loose. Butler with the steal. On the wing, Wiggins. Back to Teague. Six to shoot. Chicago grabs the miss. Levine's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
I'll tell you, with the struggle he has had today, he probably won't be their #1 option as they look to close this game out.
Got that one up quick. 16 points for Jimmy Butler.
You know, it's interesting. After such a sound defensive first half, they've really struggled here in the second.
Markkanen kicks to Levine. His 3-pointers off the mark.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
The kick out to T. The pass to Butler. Wiggins outside. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Well, you love how the ball is popping outside on the perimeter. It's being moved and finding the open man, and they're cashing in.
Now, here's Markkanen. Dunn passes to Markkanen. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Wiggins against Young. Towns finds Wiggins, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Here's Dunn. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Listen, Dunn has got elite power and elite speed, and it's paying dividends in the paint.
Chris Dunn. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops in for Dunn. Bulls making a switch here. Parker's checked in. Rose, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. He's perfect from the line this time. Timberwolves leading by 3. Knocked loose. Passes it to Tolliver. Wiggins against Young. Clock at 6. Here's Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 5 assists in the game. Chicago's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Rose against Dunn. The feed now to Young. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Now here's Towns. Wiggins kicks to Rose. Unloads from 13. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Young taking his time here. Dunn passes to Young. Clock at 6. Here's Parker. The shot, no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Here's Butler. Excellent D there from Parker. Bulls trail by 3. Outside, Levine. Lopez kicks to Dunn. They double him with Wiggins. Here's Young and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Tries again. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Tolliver's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Butler goes in, and another field goal in his total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
You can see it from the moment he caught the basketball. Jimmy Butler delivers again.
Parker with it. Working on Tolliver. Parker dishes to Levine. Lopez passes to Young. That one's not going to go. Towns with the defensive effort. Butler in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Butler's got the lead up to 8 now for Minnesota. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Bulls. He kicks it to Parker. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Towns.
Clearly a foul.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to 7. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Now here's Wiggins. Young with the steal. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Pass to Dunn. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Four on the shot clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And again, Chicago, no good. Minnesota's gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended.
Can't waste a second now. And even then, there's still little chance.
No, exactly. They've got to act quickly. They don't have a ton of time to work with.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Chris Dunn. Rose against Dunn. And he overshot that one, missing. Here's Chicago.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
No, nor am I, Greg. There's no question. They're too far behind. Not their best effort, for sure.
Now here's Lopez. Young from outside. Derrick Rose grabs the miss. And so the Timberwolves take the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jimmy, you have been outspoken about the need for maximum effort. Was it part of your plan to grab wins like the one we saw tonight?
It wasn't a part of my plan, but whatever works. I think we got a bunch of talented guys, and at times we forget how hard we got to play. On the road, at home, this is how we got to play basketball.
Jimmy, thanks for the time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.